Semifinal number 2. We are still at the Masters Clash. This is the second qualifier, the second Open Qualifier for the Masters Clash. Another best of 5 Heroes of the Storm series coming our way. And, well, it's gonna be a fun one. This time we got go next against Chili Mountain. The first team already made it into the grand final. And again, just going over the tournament format here very, very quickly. There's a main event, the Masters Clash itself, that the teams are currently trying to qualify for. We have 4 Open Qualifiers. Open Qualifiers meaning that anybody can participate. If you have a Heroes of the Storm team, you can sign up and you can play in the qualifiers here. A team that wins one of these qualifiers qualifies for the Masters Clash directly. So after the 4 qualifiers, we have 4 teams that are directly qualified by winning one of the events. But of course, we need a few more to participate in this. And therefore, every single team that couldn't win a qualifier, but placed, for example, 2nd place, 3rd place, 4th place in some of these events, they gain points. Through those points, a ranking is determined, and the top 8 teams of that ranking will participate in a last chance qualifier, in a mercy qualifier, so to say, where a few more teams then will be able to qualify for the main event, which is the Masters Clash. It's not really a complicated system if you think it through real quickly. It's pretty easy. This is a Heroes of the Storm tournament that is also supposed to end in a grand final that's going to be played at a LAN in France. And of course, it's always a bit of a question if COVID allows for it to happen or not. But since this main event is scheduled, to my knowledge, for July, the beginning of July, if I'm not mistaken, or June, July, I think it was July. There is still quite a lot of time. Weather's getting better, we get more vaccines right now and everything, so the situation is getting better, and therefore we can all hope that by the time at least travel within Europe is possible and that we can have an offline event. But again, we'll see. There's a lot of prize money on the line. I think 10,000 is guaranteed if I'm not mistaken. We got currently on the bans in our first map here, Infernal Shrines, Uther and Medivh banned out. So are Chromie and Tychus, all of those very high heroes in the current meta. As is Sonya, by the way. So Sonya's taken, and we even have a Stukov first pick now for Skynox. And for Go Next, honestly, I want to say getting into the semifinal is already pretty, a pretty good job. As mentioned before, even if you are just getting into a round and don't win the entire event, you accumulate points and points and points. You do that in 2 tournaments, you're pretty much guaranteed a spot in the last chance qualifier. And they are mixing it up with the meta here too, so they have a bit of a different setup. We got Starzerk on Urel and Death Knight on Mei. So that's already a very different touch of what we've seen in the previous games. And yeah, time to see who can prevail here in game number 1. Also, don't forget that whoever loses here is not quite out of the tournament yet. Obviously, you don't have a chance to go through a loser bracket anymore and end up in the grand final, but you still have another match waiting for you if you lose in the semifinal, because there is still a deciders match for 3rd place, and whichever team takes that will walk away with a few more points than whoever finishes 4th. We got a ban against Marcus, or a bit of a target ban, with Mephisto now being eliminated. This is another good map for him. He played Mephisto here in the past, so did also do the same thing on Volskaya Foundry. But we got another 2 picks incoming. Gul'dan even banned out now. Obviously also targeting a couple of the players on the blue team here. And, well, let's check this one out. Infernal Shrines, our first map, and what's happening at the front line in particular. Especially when we're talking about the tank. It's Blaze. Gia is gonna play that main tank Blaze again. We got Anna in as well. And off we go. Banana H, by the way, the player. Oh, Banana is Anna again. All right. For a second, I didn't even realize it. I just looked at the hero and was like, oh yeah, it's Anna. But that's Banana's Anna, and Anna's Banana is absolutely bananas, and that's why people banned Anna against Banana. I wonder if Anna eats bananas or if only Banana eats bananas. But either way, Anna's banana is bananas, or Banana's Anna is bananas. I'm one of the 2. Yeah, all memes aside, again, he is fantastic on Anna. The hero was banned. First of all, the hero made a comeback in the meta roughly a year ago because of him. Then he got countless times banned in the first ban position against Banana H because it's just so good on this one. We got Sylvanas and Maiev now in, and Make again with Falstad, who he plays a lot lately. So, guys, let's go. Let's make it happen. We have game number 1 coming up. It's the best of 5 here. Our Heroes of the Storm match. The second semifinal heads into the first round. And Infernal Shrines is the map. Go next against Chili Mountain. So let's get this party started. Prepare yourselves for game number 1. Heroes of the Storm with Go Next and Chili Mountain. Kelvin on Maiev in our first game. Starzerk on Urel, the Space Goat. We got Tobos on Sylvanas. Death Knight on female Harry Potter. And Skynox is playing Stukov. For the red team, for Chili Mountain, we have Muck on Falstad. We got Banana H on his alternate account, playing Ana. Azerite on Cassia, going into stacks on level 1. Backhold on Sonya. And Gia is playing this main tank Blaze again, which especially on this map kind of works for the teams, and it's something that they have done in the past. Now, one of the things to still point out, since the question pops up every now and then, this all is played out on the European Heroes of the Storm server. So, since people were still asking, especially with Chili Mountain being involved here, if this is maybe on North America, if there's some NA players too. It's not the case. Q actually subbed in for one of the teams, but is not, as far as I know, at least a stable part of the roster or anything. So, we got our team on the right getting ready with stacks, not only on Cassia with the Thunderstroke, but also in addition to that, we got the seasoned marksman again. Maka is playing a lot with the bird lately. So, he, especially with the Gust, is trying to set up kills for the team and making that work. You have the global, of course, too, that allows you to catch experience on the side lanes. In addition to all of this, we now have on the left side with Starzerk and that Urel setup a very different front line. I mean, first of all, the combo between Urel and Mei is not something that you see all that much. There's a lot of CC that you already have simply with slows, and then of course also the maze of Urel that can really start to keep opponents at bay. You have easy rotations with her too between the two lanes, can set your level 7 up with the Divine Steed if need be. And on top of that, we of course also now have Stukov, who's fantastic over the control of any of these choke points here whenever there's like a fight happening. And the follow-up on potential stuns is always great, especially when you combo that off with the tether on Maiev, maybe a bit of a cage that she can set up to. And, well, that's going to bring us into game number 1 as soon as whatever caused this break is over. Well, which is now. I'm not quite sure what the delay was, but either way. So for now, let's see what we're going to get here. We got the low blow on level 1 again. Keep in mind that talent got changed slightly in the recent patch, which is why it's popped up in the meta now once more. Oftentimes we then see the synergy with the level 7 talent, and of course, even before the changes to low blow on level 13, you pretty much had to go for the Virend reaction. I mean, it's such a fantastic talent for Stukov. It allows him with a lot of control. They're blocking the minion wave already a little bit. Unfortunately, Heroes of the Storm, you can't block as successfully as in other games. As you can see, it helps a little bit, but it's honestly not very impactful. It's one of the things that I would have loved for Heroes of the Storm to implement. Other games like Dota 2 have that, of course, and you can make some fun plays with that. But in Heroes of the Storm, it's pretty much impossible, even if you do it as a 5-man. Our 1 versus 1 is topside, so we got Starzerk going up against Backhold at the bottom of the map. As you can tell right now, ooh, Sleep Dart connecting immediately. Yeah, and they're following up on it, but they won't be able to get a kill just yet. At least I don't think so. Azerite is going to try and stack. Whenever Ana sets anything up, it's going to be easier for him to lock a few of those stacks in. So that's going to be good for him. But yeah, at the same time now, we got on level 1 the Might of the Banshee Queen for Sylvanas. Mei is sitting in the middle. It's all about the first objective. Now that we have the 1 minute mark passed, the camps are appearing on the map, which of course incentivizes both of the teams to go for the Khazras immediately. It's always a battle about the 3rd Khazra camp at the bottom, and we have an early rotation there from Azerite on Cassia, who's just double checking what's happening there. Sometimes you have one of the teams that prioritizes the top camp first, because they want to then take theirs, which is a little bit safer, slightly slower, but well, here's the kill. Nicely set up by the blue team. They see an opportunity and they came in swinging with a good engage by Kelvin and setting kill number 1 up in this. Now, Chili Mountain, I'd say, is still the favorite heading into this game now. Go Next, on the other hand, they have now taken a small but significant lead as they steal the 2nd camp away and take the first kill in the game. Of course, with level 4, we have also Possession now, which is going to be impactful if there's ever catapults on the map. In addition to that, the Hammer Gains, traditional build here for Falstad. Marco, of course, going into Boomerang on level 7 then to also have additional wave clear. And down here, we still have that poke happening from Azerite as he's trying to stack his Lightning Fury Crest whereas Sonya is slamming it out topside. It's pretty much a normal opening. Again, these small battles over the bottom camp are very normal. It's happening in every single game. The shrines get announced and the teams are making immediate rotations towards the camp since they're trying to get their shamans onto the way up at the top. And yeah, let's see what we're going to get from there. Because right now, Berghold is doing his thing with Sonya. Fantastic hero also to take these camps. Even, I mean, with the level 7 talent, even more so than without. Question is if he's going to commit to it. But for now, it's all about the shrine in the mid lane where we have the first Punisher to be fought over. And yeah, it's party time. And it's a frozen Punisher, and these bad boys are pretty strong. So whenever you have a frozen Punisher pushing against you, you want to eliminate it as quickly as you can, or it could cost you a fort quite easily. Both of the teams make a play for it, so nobody is trying to just find counter value somewhere else on the map by taking some of the towers and gates down. Instead, they're making a play, and they're trying to delete Kelvin, and it nearly worked. Kelvin is barely able to make it out of harm's way. That could have been real troublesome for him. The level 7 talents are now ready for the blue team, so it gives them a slight advantage, but not for long, since the red team is also locking in the additional talent. And it seems like you have Go Next moving away. They're too far behind, 30 stacks against 8, so they abandon the position. They let Chili Mountain grab the camp, and now up at the top. Urel was pushing this out a bit further, but there's not really a whole lot to be done. Bit of a delay on the stack that they're trying to get, so they're actually slowing this down slightly to allow Falstad to control the bot lane before they're moving in with the objective. The hope is, of course, to get some damage done at the fort itself, and now that the Frozen Punisher has been taken, the entire red team is moving into the middle, as they should, and they are working the wall already. So good opening for them. Yeah, easy damage. There's the bait over the wall. They follow up as the gate goes down. But instead, the play for Gia. But they can't take him down. Skynox was using the lurking arm here, but couldn't get enough damage connected. And now we're having another setup of the Frozen Punisher. The fort is suffering. The fountain is down. The wall has been destroyed. Falstad has to back off. But as you can tell, they nearly eliminated the fort. And it might still fall. The Punisher is nearly taking it down. But let's be honest about it for just a moment. This thing is not going to survive much longer, is it now? Yeah, this one will be destroyed very, very soon. So, great start. Really good start for Chili Mountain now. It's a little bit of a back and forth. I mean, Go Next opened up with the first kill in the game, and then was able, after that, to also get the additional Khaldor camp. Was a small change. It was the only kill, by the way, in the entire game. We didn't see a single kill when they fought over the Punisher. But now Chili Mountain has taken a significant lead since they were able to put some structural damage in. Make has still not been able to take the fort down, though. He moved in, but Starzerk cut him short there. Nearly took him down, too. So, yeah, that could have been a bit dicey, but they're still fine. We got 20 stacks for good old Cassia, 16 for Falstad, which isn't too bad either. 16 stacks for Make right now, that's pretty solid. So he's going to complete that quest talent in no time if he continues that pace. The early level 7 talent, the Ice Wall is in again, by now a staple when it comes to Mei and her build. Yeah, and Death Knight is anchoring the place on the side as everybody else is moving into the middle in an attempt to finally take this one down. But even another Stormbolt wasn't enough. Oh, sorry, the hammer thingy wasn't enough to take the fort down. So Make was trying to connect another boomerang here. That didn't work. The new habits are completed, so good for Gia. He has the unstoppable frames now. And this is also where we get the Eye of Horrors. Ixer has shown it a few times now. Has gotten mad value out of the talent, and now we see it from Banana Age too. Yeah, Make is still pushing this out in the middle, and he has to be careful. Mei comes in, and there's the Sleep Dart once again. Banana Age helping Cassia to stack and connecting additional damage with Death Knight. That's a slow opening into this. Finally, they take this down, but Make has to use the Gust as he gets attacked. The Sleep Dart saving his bony ass. Those chicken wings are not ending up in a bucket just yet. Good job by Ana. We have 8,000 damage from Sylvanas, 8,000 also from Blaze, who's currently the top damage dealer for his team. Yeah, and it's time for the camps again. The next objective is gonna get announced in a moment, and it's this time a top lane Punisher that we're talking about. But opening up the mid lane is obviously a step into the right direction for Chili Mountain. Haven't gotten a kill yet, but now that the second objective is up for grabs, we're gonna see both of those teams move in with a 5-man again. probably determined to win this one. Easy rotation from Kelvin. Very, very safe, not moving into the middle of the map at all for this one. Up to the point where he wants to meet up with Death Knight here. Well, the camp is taken, and Stukov is now taking this on the left side too. Yeah, and they want to catch the rotation. Gia gets attacked, might have to bunker up. Uses the new habits to get away. There's the ice wall, and Gia, for now, gets out. Nice. No panic. Doesn't pop the R button. It allows them also to keep Falstad at the bot lane just a bit longer to get more stacks, take the camp, take the experience, and help the rest of the minions to take that tower down. But of course, the fight continues, and this time the bunker had to be used. Falstad can now fly in, but he's dealing with the mid lane first, and the problem is they are about to lose Gia. That's the end of Blaze. Macke flew in, but it was too late to do anything about it. That's the second kill for Go Next, as they are pulling even further ahead on the kill count. And of course, they're also taking the lead on the objective. Even with Backhult moving in, that's bad news. Now it's going to be another 10 seconds before Blaze is back up on the map, and then he still has to walk all the way to the top. The level 13 talents are ready for both sides. But this is getting dicey. The ice wall is there. Backhult, and yep, they're trying to keep him alive. The spin to win. Blaze is back on the move. Urel popping her ult. Macke with some nice targeted auto attack damage. But look at the stacks on the objective. 22 to 22. Even though it was a 4 versus 5, Chili Mountain, they held their own in that situation, and now Gia is back. A great connect with 3 as he uses the jet propulsion again. They make a play for him. The new habits get popped and allow him to move out the unstoppable frame, saving his ass once more. And the Arcane Punisher is now gonna be taken by Chili Mountain. Good on them. They still wait for their first kill, but they're taking the objective in this game. They're doing extremely well on that. Now that they're starting to jump in again, they are hoping to also get the top fort after they already destroyed the one in the middle. And Falstad has moved down to the bottom of the map, so it's a two-prong attack. Top side, bot side, both get attacked right now. And those arcane sentries are no joke. They are starting to do some serious work. The fountain is down, the wall destroyed. The fort itself is not going to fall just yet, but they have a 4-man defense that they needed to field at the top lane in order to make this happen. And Falstad is enjoying all that space at the bottom of the map and is using it to take the hit points of the bottom fort out even more. And in the meantime, Death Knight is trying to set the ice wall up here, and so far so good. But the engage into the back line as they're driving a wedge between the team. Tobos gets attacked, Macke mercilessly moves in, but it is Ana with the Eye of Horus that gets the kill against Sylvanas. Top side, they're taking Mei down, and yeah, may she rest in peace. So, female Harry Potter is eliminated, and that's 2 kills to 2, and easy peasy lead on the map. It's actually kind of impressive. I mean, up to this point it was Go Next that really won those fights in the sense that they got the got the kills. I don't want to say won the fights, but they got the kills for sure. Now it changes completely since we are heavily ahead in experience. Looking towards Chili Mountain. 25,000 damage for Cassia. Another big tether coming in. Nicely done. The engage into the back. Okay, they're trying to make a play here. Big shove coming in against Blaze, but the 16 talent will give them that lead. 2 of the forts are down, and that means that the fountains have been destroyed too. So it's going to be more and more tricky to fight for those objectives in the middle of the map. If you cannot move back to the fountain, go for a pre-tap or something and check that one out. So, yeah, same time now, with the level 16 talents ready. We got our afterburners in, so Macke has an easier time repositioning himself in those team fights and getting a good angle for a gust. Also a bit more slam here. And also an easier time, obviously, to get away from a hero like Maiev, who's always going to try and lock him in. Off we go. There's our level 16 for the other side too. Urel is still at the top. She delivered the experience for them. But they're poking out the bot lane. And it's just another hit or two, and the next fort will fall. The last fort, by the way, too. So, yeah. Chili Mountain is looking okay here. Grand final participation would be great for them. I mean, if they can make it happen and decide the entire thing in their favor, even better. But just moving into the grand final gives you enough points for that ranking, so that even if you can't win a tournament directly, you have a fantastic seed for the for the last chance qualifier. Well, Camps is taken. This time we have the blue team moving in, stealing it away. But this is the moment of truth. 16 versus 16, and the big problem that I talked about earlier, there's still a gate, towers, a fort, and a fountain in the mid lane, and there is nothing left but rabble on the side of Go Next here. So, yep, everything has been destroyed. Big issue. And how do you play around this, especially with Falstad now coming in with his level, with his completion on his baseline, because on the level 1, because he has 40. That's a completed quest. So now he has the activatable ready, can fly in, push the bot lane out even further. Catapults are soon going to move in as well. But for now we have Sonya still trying to get the setup. Gust is already out as they're trying to isolate this a little bit. The disc on the bird. And they want to introduce Falstad to the Colonel. KFC says hello. Falstad ends up in the bucket. That's some juicy chicken wings right here. 3 kills to 2. And that was exactly the opening into this battle that Go Next needed. 5 versus 4 in their favor. And that is maybe the first objective that they're going to take in this game. And maybe the beginning of a comeback. This could be it. So let's see if they can make it work. They're still half a level behind, but that kill was worth a lot. And it guarantees them the Punisher. They take the Mortar Punisher, and it's time to party in the mid lane. Time to make some plays over here. Yeah, talking about making plays. Ney is also observing what's happening here. Wall is open. They have Sylvanas. They can enhance this push even further. Coming straight into the middle. Trying to take that one down. The ice wall is there. They're isolating Sonya. Backhook gets stunned. Irel comes in. Make with a gust, but Sonya is dead. Oh, and the Punisher with a triple stun. Oh my god. Someone was a little bit jealous here. It's like, he wants to play too. Comes in, puny heroes. Bam, bam. Slaps them around a little bit. Yeah, they open this wall up at least a bit. But of course, they now have to fall back and deal with the top lane. Oh my god. 4 kills to 2. Okay, this is Nova. Go Next is fighting. They're fighting for every single inch of the map now. And they're doing well. They have taken the lead in kills, despite the fact that they're still behind in experience and on structures. But that was an easy one. Nice! And Granny with some solid shots fired. Problem is that Skynox gets also slowed down, but I don't think they can actually get him. So yeah, have a look at this one. They went down to the bottom of the map and the entire red team just collapsed onto them. They totally didn't see that one coming. A bit too greedy, that play. Nobody anchoring it, nobody playing around with it, and bam, there they go. 2 easy kills, and that of course gives a lot of momentum to Chili Mountain that they can now use to just crush through that bot lane. Defense is down, and Falstad, look at that, going into the Nexus Frenzy even on level 20, so really trying to hammer in those auto attacks even further. Market with a lot of aggression now. He has 47 stacks, and he is melting Urel away with the help of Cassia here. Great damage from him, and as the game continues, those stacks will of course grow and allow him to dish that out even further. The keep is down. That's a great opening for them now. 23,000 damage for Falstad so far. I mean, not really a whole lot, but it's mostly single target damage. And then let's not forget that in most of those fights, he didn't really participate until the last few seconds because he was sitting on the side lane. So was Sonya. Both of them have roughly 140,000 siege damage. Can't quite keep up with Urel, who's sitting at 160k nearly, but still plenty. And Make is now rotating in with another big play for more minions, more experience, and more stacks. Every single wave that comes in really matters to him. Is going to continue the stacking process with ease. He's sitting at 51 stacks already, and as the game continues, he's going to have some solid auto attack damage, especially since it's also boosted with the additional speed and the attack range increase. And that attack range increase alone is super powerful. I mean, we all know how it's looking with Vala getting her Farfly Quiver, for example. So the Nexus Frenzy for the bird is really pushing him into a fantastic auto attacker setup. But both of the teams have their level 20s now. We got the Shatter on May's side, as she upgraded her wall, so that's in. In addition to that, the Seraphim, we got the Huntress, Shadow Orb, Bolt of the Storm, and push comes to shove. Yeah, and talking about push comes to shove, it's another objective at the top side, and the problem that we had for the entire game for Go Next. They still don't have a fountain, but Chili Mountain does have one. So Falstad Can still push the bot lane out. They're actually also making a play for Starzerk here, who's able to move away. But with 55 stacks now to the level 1, that's some serious auto attack damage increase that we are seeing for the birdie. And they can push the bot lane out as well. It's not only dangerous for these fights, I mean, they're really in a position where they could technically try and go for the core. Urel is the one that rotates between the middle and the bottom. But, yep, these two can end the game. Sonya in particular is kind of insane. And up at the top, they're starting to hearth back, but these hearths can be interrupted, of course. And down here, now they're trying to make the play for Urel. Maka is starting to move out. Sonya is still busy and is trying to slam it out here. And it's a bit of an awkward position. Up at the top, they're trying to retreat. The shields are falling. And the core is starting to take damage. Sylvanas is on her way. But Starzerk has done a great job defending. Stukov is dead now at the top. Down here, Urel nearly falls. There's a quick gust. Tobos is also low, uses the Wailing Arrow. Maka, if he gets an engage and he gets the kill, they take Mei down too. And this is getting a bit bonkers over here. The shield has fallen, 4 points on the core have also been denied. 2 kills have been made at the top as the fight down here continued. And now everything is opened up topside and allows them to maybe make a play for the Punisher. At the same time, Falstad is sitting on 60 stacks any moment now with another boomerang. He connects them. We have 99 stacks for Cassia. Yeah, situation is getting better and better for Chili Mountain as time continues, and Falstad is also starting to rack up some additional single target damage here. So, towards the top, Sonya has now taken over. They have to wait still for Stukov and for Mei, but these isolation plays were pretty nasty. Falstad and Sonya a huge threat on the core, even with Urel trying to guard, and then as everybody else was starting to move back, or at least trying to, the red team at the top moved in, interrupted the channels, and even was able to pick up a few kills here. So now the Frozen Punisher is taken, and they can make the play for the core. Whereas go next, yes, they have their 5-man backup on the map, but this is still going to be tricky to defend against. They pushed the bot lane out, so that's not going to become a problem during this defense, but whew, their keep is in trouble. 63 stacks now for Falstad. Again, 65 even. Yeah, I'm saying it again. His auto attacks, they start to hurt. They really start to hurt. And you can see how he is hammering the damage in with the rest of the team. That keep disappears. Absolutely disappears. And look at the damage output against Kelvin. Doesn't stand a chance. The disc against the birdie. Now they're making the play for the core. Chili Mountain with a great opening into the best of 5 Heroes of the Storm series here at the second Masters Clash qualifier. They are going for gold as they want to get that spot in the grand final. Best of 5 series starts with a victory for Chili Mountain. Yeah, Maka repositioning easily. They get the damage in against Sylvanas, against Mei. They drop both of them. And they're also about to take the core down. Nicely done. And a glorious victory for Chili Mountain in game number 1 on Infernal Shrines. Well played on the first map of the series.
Before we head into game number 2, make sure that you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it yet so you don't miss out on any future content here on Khaldor TV.
Okay, game number 2. That was an entertaining first one, I gotta say. I can't help myself. Normally, it's not really that you see a whole lot of Nexus Frenzy fall stats, and most of the time when you're really looking towards an auto attacker, fall stat is not your first choice. First, it excels a little bit more because with his Mighty Gust, you have disengage potential, you have the potential to force team fights in certain situations, save a target, isolate a target, you have good wave clear, you have a global. But if you are just looking for an auto attack damage dealer, Falstad is normally not the one that you're immediately going for. That being said, if you control the early game with Falstad by doing what I just mentioned, and then towards the late game you're trying to get more teamfight damage out of him, the style that Maka plays here can be kind of cool. Very rarely do you see Nexus Frenzy. This is probably the first time in quite a while that I've actually seen it played in a higher level match. But it's kind of fun when you have a lot of stacks on the level 1. So it's cool to see that. And every time it happens, I wish that the game would last another 5 seconds so we can see how fast that damage develops. Because as you could tell, towards the late game, he was initially sitting at 23,000 damage. But once that he started to participate in the actual fights, that damage skyrocketed quite quickly because he had the level 1 completed and committed to Nexus Frenzy too. So as long as he can stay safe in those team fights and you have good targets at the front, you can do a lot of single target damage here. But either way, now that we are looking at game number 2, we pretty much have the same bans again. There's a bit of a deviation happening with Cassia being banned out. Towers of Doom is our second map. This is still a best of 5 series in our Heroes of the Storm match with Stukov locked in right away at first pick. We get Sonya again, and we have Tychus, so as mentioned, Sonya is an absolute monster. And let's see what they can do right now, because I kind of feel that GoNext has to step it up a little bit. They have in game number 1, I mean, they played it out with, first of all, a bit of Mei and Urel, which didn't really work the way that they intended to. They had some good luck with the initial kills, but they couldn't get the objective connected. On this map, control is even more important. So we have now Johanna and Hanzo claimed. Have not committed to solo laner just yet. So that's the next one. And well, let's see what the bans are gonna be. Because right now, you could ban out one of the top laners that you don't want to go up against. So whichever hero you really dislike in this setup, you can just eliminate. And that's the Haka. They don't want a global on the other side. This is, by the way, another map where I could see even a false stat ban happening. They ban out Diablo, which I'm totally fine with too. Gia played a lot of Diablo on this map and others, but I could see Make committing to false stat once more. Not only is it a map where a global gives you a lot of advantages, but you also want to have the option to push an opponent away from, first of all, a bell tower, but also you can create a bit of space later on in the game with, well, you could go for not only the Mighty Gust upgrade into the Wind Tunnel, but maybe he's committing also to some cycling pressure again, stacking the level 1 and then committing to it. And Make, as you can see, is the one that hasn't made a choice yet on his hero. So he's gonna pick last, whereas Banana H is playing Ana again. Nuburak for Gia, and the last 2 picks for GoNext. I think the chances of Falster getting picked again are really high. Make goes through phases where he loves certain heroes. That happened with Mephisto, and it seems that lately it's happening with Falstad again. And that, of course, offers a lot of opportunities. Not only teamfight potential, but also you have the chance to control the macro game. Li Ming for Tobos and Starzerg with Hogger. Okay, the draft ready for GoNext in our best of 5. And Chili Mountain hesitating a bit. Make not making a play yet. Is he committing to the birdie? Or do they try to play a different style that caters more to the Nuburak setup that they're running here? Towers of Doom, the final pick. What's it gonna be? Make locks in Zeratul. Alright, I'm a fan. Let's go, everybody. We got the Zeratul setup, Chili Mountain. Gia is playing it. We got Mako and Tychus. Azerite switches over as Gia focuses on the main tank. This is going to be fun, everybody. Towers of Doom, map number 2 in the best of 5 here at the second qualifier for the Masters Clash. Prepare yourself for battle and for game number 2. GoNext against Chili Mountain. On the left side of the map, ladies and gentlemen, we have GoNext heading into our second Heroes of the Storm game with Kelvin on Hanzo. Starzerg is playing Pogga, our newest addition to the Nexus, with Tobos on Li Ming, Death Knight on Johanna, and Skynox is playing Stukov. On the right side of the map, we got Make on Tychus, we got Banana H on Ana, Azerite on Zeratul, Gia on Nuburak, and Backhult is playing Sonya. I'm always excited whenever I see a Zeratul player, and in this case, it should be a lot of fun with all of this as well. So let's see what they can actually pull off here. First and foremost, we got now on level 1 the Shadow Hunter as a talent. We got also a grenade build. And a different build for Pogga. Okay, on the prowl, everybody. Okay. Very different setup from what we're usually seeing. The Hogger build has been incredibly stable. We have seen very few variations on the build. It was mainly the level 13 talent where people started to deviate away a little bit. So we would see the occasional pummel here. But in this case now, the on the prowl. So that is going to be an interesting build for Starzerg, because I want to see how much he actually changes the build up compared to what we're normally seeing here. If it's just a couple of talents that he switches out, or if he goes for a completely different style. I mean, either way, Hogger left aside for just a moment. We now have the camps up on the map, so they're immediately starting to do the thing here at the bottom of the map as they are moving in for this one. Yep, Azerite, Make, and Banana H are currently doing their thing. And on the left side, Skynox, Tobos, and Kelvin, they've taken their own pumpkins. So far, so good. Everybody is just like getting ready for the early game. Stacks are coming together for the level 1 on Zeratul. He's going to be the one to do the damage in the later stages. I mean, again, there's a couple of tools against Zeratul, especially when we're talking about a Blessed Shield as a possible pick, which I think is likely unless Johanna wants to put a lot of pressure onto Anna with a falling sword. But given the Zeratul choice, I don't really see that happening. Zeratul is going to try and make his plays for Hanzo and Li Ming instead. And yeah, it's all about the level 4 for now. Zeratul and Sonya all the way up at the top. With level 4 talents now popping in. By now standard Sins Exposed is ready. We have the stacks coming up for Pogga. Brute Force is in now. And talking about Hogga, he's hogging out the top lane as he needs to get away as Azerite is moving in. But yep, Starzerk with a very, very different setup. So he's getting the stacks together slowly for all of this, for a little bit more bonus damage. And of course, in the meantime, we have the mid lane controlled by Gia at the bottom of the map. There's 2 heroes currently busy, so he wants to make sure that nobody can move in and surprise them, flank off against them. Yeah, nice sleep dart again from Banana H. We got the first objective popping up, so the triple altar phase is coming in. And time will tell which team is going to get the upper hand here. Early on in the game, we normally see the top left, top right exchange, and then the fight over the belts at the bottom of the map. Don't see any reason why this game would be any different. But, yep, let's go. Bottom of the map, Turbos. Yeah, good job by him. Nicely dodged. But Hogga goes down at the top. And that makes this very awkward. Because with Hogga down, killed by Sonya and Zeratul, this is a channel on the top left and the top right. So that's a problem. Can they interrupt the bottom of the map long enough to fight over the third one as well? Skynox. Yeah, he gets the channel connected. 4 shots fired. And this is not going to be a 40-0 game, no matter what happens from here on out. So, yeah, the channel at the bot lane was important, but Chili Mountain still has taken the slight lead now. We got the bigger they are. Top side gets still attacked. Azerite is trying to move in again. Hogga is hogging around a little bit. But down here, Make and Anna are currently trying to stay safe and control the lane. But of course, you gotta be careful with Skynox moving in. And this time, the sleep dart was actually missed by Banana Age. But the level 7 talents are getting ready. And slowly but steadily, we're making our way towards level 10 when the real fun starts. Low blow into the extension. The growing infestation is now here. So extending the radius a little bit. And that means full-on lurking arm setup for the Admiral. Yeah, for Stukov. With that said, also, we now have our level 7 talent. So Wormhole, typical standard European build for Zeratul we're seeing here. And it is time to go for it. Yeah, invading the camp. They want it. Death Knight gets burned down a little bit. But that's the power of Stukov. They steal the camp away, the growing infestation, a solid position for Skynox in the back, and then full-on silent setup was too much for them to handle. Yeah, now on level 7 at least we get the garbage fire, so after the commitment to the brute force on level 4 with the loot horde, we now also have the garbage fire. It's the only talent so far that is consistent with the standard build that we're seeing for the hero. 1 kill in the game, 8 versus 8. This series is a bit more fun than I expected. It feels a bit that today the 2 semis that we have in this tournament in the second qualifier, the exact opposite of what I expected for them is happening. The first one I expected a very, very different situation there. But yeah, this one is currently living up to the expectations. We had some nice fights over game number 1, and now in the second game, it's again that slow approach in the early game with GoNext trying to establish a bit of a lead. But the first kill went to Chili Mountain, as we're now fighting over a single altar at the bottom of the map. 8,000 damage for Tigers this early in the game, 58,000 on the siege damage for Sonya. Taking the cake there, but as this battle still rages on, Hogga dies once again in the middle. That tag team between Zeratul and Sonya is quite powerful here. Now that Sonya moves in, she slams Stukov away. They're trying to also go for Hanzo, and thanks to the level 10, they get the kill. Cocoon is set up easily as they're going for Jojo, and bam, the stuns are coming together as Death Knight gets murdered. 5 kills to 0. Fantastic setup. We even have a leap on Sonya, so full-on heavy engage setup with Bakul's leap and Gia's burrow charge. Zeratul, as usual, has gone into the might of the Nerazim, and on level 10, as we saw in action in the last fight, the Eye of Horrors, everybody. Yeah, that escalated quickly. That early game looked very, very close, up to the point where they just picked up 4 kills out of nowhere, very quickly one after another, with great control, and made it happen. Now, Horga also going into the Shockwave, second game that we've seen with the talent. Normally, we still see the Horda pulled these days. But, of course, with her abilities, that's an opportunity to maybe bring this back. But the situation is not going to get any better at the top lane either. It's always that Sonya and Zeratul setup that seems to be threatening Starzerk's life. And they are doing really well with this. Especially Azerite, of course, who can now just jump in and out the entire time using the mobility that his hero offers, especially with this particular build. And at the bottom of the map, the teams are fighting for the pumpkins. The problem here is that we only have 3 heroes for the red team, so Chili Mountain has to be a bit more cautious. They have heroes now in the middle of the map. If they are topside, then there's an opportunity for Go Next to invade again and steal those pumpkins. But of course, this isn't really working out if the rest of the team is there too. They engage into the fight. Where's the leap when you need it? Whoa! Bam! Easy kill. Easy kill. Aggressive plays. Death Knight is low too. Banana Age with the Eye of Horrors. Gia with the Anubarak engage. Sonya with the follow-up on the leap. Can't miss the target here. 7 kills to 0. And this game is escalating completely. Absolute escalation in game number 2. They got the lead in the series already, and they are not taking any prisoners in game number 2. Yeah, Zeratul at the top. He has to be a bit careful, but they are still looking fairly okay. Maybe if he can tap the fountain, he could even make a play for kill. He wants that kill, doesn't he? Plays with fire, but so far successfully. 5 shots fired, another 5 got connected, and down goes the core. 18 points to 36, and a level 13 talent is giving them even more of an advantage now. Insane. Absolutely insane. Yeah, and Hogger, he is in another difficult situation up at the top. Starzerk gets attacked and goes down once again. At the bottom of the map, they're also controlling the lane. This is 8 kills to 0. They are murdering it. And the funny thing is that they are still not in a position where they have the top damage dealer on their team. 18,000 for Zeratul as he's starting to chase Death Knight a little bit, but look over to Hanzo, he's at 20k. But of course, it doesn't really matter since the blue team hasn't even gotten a single kill yet in this game. Crazy. Absolutely crazy. Yeah, and again, oh, there we go. Yeah, that could have been a kill against Gia, maybe. Maybe with a level 13 talent. Maybe with a violent reaction. But he only locks it in now. Yeah, Gia, he is really making a lot of plays happen for the team. And again, that 2 versus 1 setup. Oh, the shockwave! But he's still dead. Zeratul is dead too, but that bottom bell tower is going to be taken by Sonya. So it exchanging kills at the top lane, but it opens up an opportunity for Sonya to take the additional bell tower. And it's 6 bell towers to 2 on the control now. Crazy. Crazy setup. Only a single altar. That's a blessing in disguise right now for Go Next, because again, this could have been so much worse if there would have been 2 bell towers at this point. But it's only 1. The problem is we have Epicenter now in, or Epic Enter. The Nubarak trying to epically enter that backline again. A nice arrow on the other hand. Maybe a comeback potential here. Iron Skin is being used. Sonya in trouble. She's down. And Nubarak engages again. Tobos actually dove into the stun with a teleport, but he gets away. But boy, what a beatdown. What an absolute beatdown. Chili Mountain. They got a PhD in ass kicking apparently. That's some top-notch plays right there. Hogger again getting attacked, and oh my god, Starzerk is down. Azerite is chasing him with Zeratul. They are not even looking at that altar at the bottom of the map. They want to go for the full-on control. Like, what the fuck? They're speedrunning the shit out of the map. What's happening here? They're crushing this. Guys, they get the barrage now. They're getting the full-on bell tower control. They have the barrage. It's only a matter of time now. The play for Ana, finally a kill, but they need to retake the bell tower at the bottom of the map as quickly as they can, whereas at the top, the boss is getting attacked now. Down here, they're grabbing it. Another shot should at least be fired, and yep, that's happening. Another 4 at the top, and the core is at this point down to single digits. Bam! 9 points to 36. They're trying to go for the altar at the bottom. That could have been another 6 shots fired, but Chili Mountain missed out on it. If Ana didn't die here, I think this game might have been over already. Alright, a little bit of a hit. Starzerg. Starzerg down. 6 kills against Hogger. He shouldn't hog the damage all that much. I mean, oh boy. He's getting murdered here. The only one that hasn't died yet on the blue team is Li Ming. That is brutal. 16 versus 16 talents now. They're trying to reclaim the one in the middle now as well. But boy, that is rough. Starzerg going into the pummel. I mean, he's getting pummeled, and the headbanger. Honestly, these two talents, those are not talent names. This is pretty much just a description of what's happening to Hogger in the game right now. He gets his head banged into wall after wall after wall. He gets pummeled into the ground by Zeratul and by Sonya. That's pretty much what's happening here. This is not a name, this is a description. Azerite at the top tries to escort a couple of the pumpkins in. We got triple altar coming up next, which technically could end the game. All that they need is 2 of them. And at the bottom of the map, they're trying to steal a couple of these things away, because Go Next realize that they have to be heavily aggressive here. Starzerg is dying. The Eye of Horus kill. Oh my god. Kill steal. Reported. Insta-report on Ana. Zeratul does all the work, and then Ana comes in and steals the kill away. Big arrow and a nice kill as Li Ming comes through, but there's the Sonya engaged with the leap and a kill against Li Ming. They are cleaning house right now. Zeratul with another kill. Bam! Takes Jojo, takes Johanna down. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a 5-man wipe. And the end of game number 2. A bit of a speed run that we're witnessing from Chili Mountain. It seems like Gia has a hot date or something. He needs to get back. He's like, guys, I don't have a lot of time. I don't have a lot of time. We have a reservation at a really beautiful restaurant. I'm just kidding. It's lockdown time anyways. Game over. That's a 2-0 in the best of 5 for Chili Mountain as we are heading into game number 3. Okay, game number 3 coming up now. Chili Mountain with the lead against Go Next. I mentioned it as we headed into game number 1 that Chili Mountain is definitely the favorite in the series. But I gotta say that the performance on the last map was pretty impressive. And it shows, once again, how powerful a good Anubara composition can be if you get ahead. The problem when you're playing some kind of engage style with Anubarak, a Leap Sonya, is always when you fall behind in the game. Because if that happens, you have a very, very tough time to recover. If you take the lead and you're calling the shots in the game, you dictate the pace, that's a very different story then though. Then you can really ride that momentum and try to end the game early, which is exactly what Chili Mountain was able to do. But as mentioned before, if the game flips on you and you're starting to play from behind all of a sudden, then it's much, much harder to make those plays. Now Sonya gets banned out. We always see her between the ban and the pick position. It depends a whole lot on how good the team or the other team is with these setups. So right now Sonya is going to be banned out after the poor Moms and last one. We got Tomb of the Spider Queen coming up now, so Wave Clear is going to reign supreme again. Uther also getting banned. Teams don't want to go up against this double support main tank side lane Uther style. And we've seen a lot there too. And yep, there's the Medivh pick that comes in now as well. Or well, the Medivh ban. On the one hand, it's always sad to see Medivh banned out. On the other hand, who likes to play against a good Medivh? The answer is nobody. Jojo is a good early pick on the map. Normally you would not say, hey, this is the hero that you want to go for, but on Tomb of the Spider Queen the rules are a little bit different because the map is so small and you rotate between lanes a lot, where you want to have the wave clear then on your front line as well, not only on the backliners. So that's what they're currently trying to go for. At the same time, the question still remains, what exactly is Mark and his boys now attempting to pull off here? They go for Cassia again. Yeah, I mean, the early picks are always centering around the same options, and it's a question of which heroes are banned out, but Cassia, you will find her right now in the meta, either in a pick position early on in the draft or as a ban. And Stukov, of course, in a similar spot now too. Which means that Banana H is moving away from his Ana pick for now and locks in the Admiral for good control and follow-ups. Of course, also denies it a little bit to the opponent. But here comes Deckard Cain and Starzerk on Diva. He did not have a good showing on Polka in the last game. He suffered at the top lane. He was playing that solo lane the entire time and he died, I think, 6-7 times in the entirety of the game. Always hunted down by Sonya and by Zeratul, and the two of them just have enough engage potential to completely crush him despite the unstoppable frames that he can use. So that was rough. Gul'dan gets banned again. I mean, you get once, first of all, against Turbos, and so then it's the wave clear, it's the Horrify that you want to deal with. Blaze gets eliminated too, but that leaves us with a fair amount of picks to be made here. I mean, Gia technically could also still lock in Diablo. Diablo was banned out on the last map against him, and this is another good map where you could play him quite easily. And also combo off with Stukov. A bit more coordination is needed there then, of course, if you use all of Diablo's abilities and flip the target over. But still, it's a heavily powerful combo if you play it properly. I mean, Garrosh comes to mind. Both of them don't really have the wave clear at the front that you oftentimes want to have. But they go for ETC. And ETC is in a similar spot too, where you can make a slide happen and Stukov can follow up on that. Of course, generally he is a little bit more squishy, but also he has the interrupt potential and can, thanks to his mic check and the loudspeakers, keep opponents at bay, so you create a bit more space for the backline too. And together with that we get Leo, so that with level 4 Neil Peasants is a lot of wave clear. Maiev comes in and Tychus gets also taken. Alright, so far so good. Yeah, this is going to be the moment of truth. GoNext has to win 3 in a row if they want to make it to the grand final. If not, that they have to play against the Hardos in the third place decider. We got Macke on Orphea, so him playing Coffin Girl over here. And, well, let's find out if all of GoNext fit into that coffin, or if Chili Mountain are going to suffer the first loss in this best of 5 series at the hands of their opponents. So let's jump straight into game number 3, Tomb of the Spider Queen. The third game, and it could be the last. Our Heroes of the Storm series might end on Tomb of the Spider Queen, depending on GoNext's performance. Because we are heading into our third map now with Starzerk on Diva, Kelvin on Maiev, Death Knight on Jojo. We got Skynox on Deckard Cain, and Tobos is playing Tychus. In our third game, Chili Mountain, they are 1 map win away from moving on to the grand final of the second Masters Clash qualifier. We got Mako on Cassia, Banana H on Stukov, Azerite on Orphea, Berghult on Leo, and Gia on ETC. Okay, let's go and check this one out. For now, the spray game is on point. Good to know. We got Macke in the attempt to stack. Missing the first Lightning Fury already. Unacceptable. Reports are incoming. But connecting the second one, so there you go. The low blow for Stukov. And, well, they're already starting to chase Starzerk. Starzerk is just sitting here and he's like, I hate this game. So, yeah, super low. As the hunt on him was fairly successful. They couldn't quite pop him out of the mech. But, well, as I say it, there it is. So, Starzerk in pilot form. Not really the opening that he really wanted here. So, they're already in trouble. Whereas topside, ETC is playing it against Death Knight. Doesn't quite bring the wave clear to the table that Jojo does. But yeah, the spray games are definitely ready for both of them. So, good stuff. But either way, now that the attack is coming, we have in the mid lane our 3 versus 3, Leo against Diva at the bottom of the map. And over here, there's the tether. Kelvin is the one who has to try and prepare the kills for the team. And Marco, of course, still trying to stack. Yeah, but he's in trouble. He's in a lot of trouble. That's the first setup, and Marke is down. Yeah. Yeah, Marke is dead. For just a second, I thought maybe he can survive this one, but nope, not happening. The problem is that Death Knight is also dying, so they react with a quick counter kill. And it was a good job by Azerite here connecting the Orphea damage. So it's a trade, kill for kill. Gems fairly even, slight advantage for Go Next, but it's not like the teams lost a whole bunch or something. So yeah, good for them. Bottom of the map, Berghult still sitting tight against Starzerg, and as you can see, we have someone sneaking away to get those Siege Giants. And typically, you see the teams making a play for their Bruiser camp, and the blue team is still following that pattern, but the red team has said, okay, instead we're going to sneak down and take the Siege Giants here, and they can take them without any problem. D.Va is checking it out, but she won't be able to do anything about it. Instead, we're gonna see Starzerg lose that mech again, and Berghult was for a moment thinking of moving in and trying to hit the mace to the face for the slow. Talking about slows and blocks, Gia is now barely rushing away here. The bigger they are, comes in for Tychus as all of this happens. And Make is sitting at 10 stacks right now. Yeah, they're starting to get a little bit more even, so good for him. Can lock some in as we speak. Has to take also that camp down, at least help out with it. Gia trying to prep a kill for the team. Not quite working. They haven't, of course, taken their own bruiser camp, so now they need to deal with the blue teams first. Turn-ins haven't seen anything yet. Slight advantage in gems for Chili Mountain now. And, yep, Kelvin still hunting targets. I mean, he would love to set that tether up on Azza right now. Gia also with the money pick. Camp is now taken on the red team side too. I mean, Chili Mountain is so close and moving on to the grand final. They have all the momentum in their hands. Go Next, they really have to break through that if they want to have a chance to win 3 round. Haven't seen a reverse sweep in a while, but there's the tether. They go for Gia. Good damage, but it's just not enough, and with the gate still intact, ETC can simply walk away from this one. So, yeah, not much more that they could accomplish in that situation. But yeah, nicely done so far. In the mid lane, there's the push now starting to shape up, since we, of course, already had that set up with the Bruiser camp, so they're doing what they can here. And at this point, that is quite a lot, I might add. 7 kills against, level 7 against level 6, 2 kills against 1. We have now the synergy with the level 7 talent. Kelvin again trying to set it up and moving in with Jojo as she's trying to use the CC here, but Death Knight gets attacked. The slide is ready, and that delivers another kill against Jojo into the hands of the red team. Well done here. Chili Mountain using those opportunities as they come through. Maiev is trying the best she can to set a kill up, but every time it's just that immediate counter from the front line on Chili Mountain's side that is making it really difficult for them. So right now, 25 stacks for Make. We also have the Echo Paddle for Gia. They're starting to hop in again with a rotation, and they could also get the first Web Weaver wave now, since they're only 5 gems away from getting the first completed. And they could make that happen maybe at the bottom of the map as they're now moving in with multiple heroes. Keep in mind, Starzerg has 26 of the gems. There's the attack. They're going for the pilot, and that's the end of it. Can they hold the gems? It seems like they can. That would be a problem. They secured a couple of them. That is still a bit of a problem, because in total, that's a difference of roughly 25 gems now. I mean, pretty much all of them were lost. Only very few were recovered. He was able to recover a few, but not the big bunch of them. Now the red web weavers are coming down. This is a bad, bad spot for Go Next. Gems are your ticket back in the game whenever you fall behind. As long as you don't lose them, you're still going to be fine. But a team that rides at least 2 money picks is, of course, acting in dominant fashion over here. Top side. Oh, careful, Stukov. Run, baby, run. The Admiral gets out of harm's way. Bot lane gets pressured. Web Weaver's at the bottom, in the middle, and setting up at the top now. Stukov still a bit low, but they should be able to make something happen, especially in the middle of the map. Considering that they're half a level away from 10, that push could become even more dangerous for Go Next. Some stacks for Make, who's now sitting at a solid 38. Waiting for a few more. Gets attacked though. D.Va is down again at the bottom of the map as they're making a play for Make. And Make barely gets out. Connect some additional stacks. 43 for him now. The level 10 abilities are ready. Leo has full control of the bot lane now that D.Va is gone, and will be able to take the fort down with the Web Weaver. Moves even into the middle as he can set up the Entomb here. Berghult zones the opponent out completely, and they take another fort. 2 forts eliminated with the first Web Weaver wave. Web Weaver number 1 allowed them to take 2 of them down, which is crazy value. They're even going now for a potential kill against Tychus 21 gems in his hands. Kelvin was moving in for them, and Banana Age, the shove, came a bit too late. He's sitting at 64 gems. 64. Backward, on the other hand, I mean, he's committing Sudoku down here. I'm not quite sure what he's trying to do, but that is a little bit too greedy. With 22 gems in your hands, you should have played that a bit safer. So, backward, honorable Subaru from him, and they just lost the gems. Now, granted, they got a bit more space thanks to that play at the top lane that they're now using to maybe even deliver another blow to the outer line of defense. But that's a lot of gems that they just lost for no reason whatsoever. I mean, that was totally unnecessary, honestly. That was just overstaying, just simply tunnel vision, and maybe the team didn't call it out either, but that shouldn't have happened. That was pointless. Either way, they're obviously massively ahead still. 91 gems in the hands of the blue team, mainly from Kelvin. He has 64 gems. And if he can turn in, that's a solo turn in from him. And it could happen. So, yeah. Now they're just sitting tight. Kelvin comes through, and he's going to deliver. Yeah, Kelvin is going to deliver. Camp is going to be ready. We got now level 12 versus level 11. This game isn't over yet, so the siege chance at the bot lane, of course, get taken. But you got to be careful. Losing gems is never a good thing. And now they break through the middle, and that's before the Web Weavers touch ground. So there is a chance that Go Next is getting some momentum with this push, and if they can take a fort or two down, they would pretty much bring themselves back onto this into the same position as their opponent. So, well, there's that. Right now, here it is. There's the play being made. Level 13, of course, is close for Chili Mountain. But that fort in the mid lane is in trouble. Siege Giants at the bottom of the map are pretty much dealing with the Web Weavers. Skynox does not hit anybody with that ult. Nobody wants to listen to Deckard Cain. Everybody has heard these stories already 1,000 times. He always tells the same one. It's really, really boring. It's always about like this Diablo guy, you know, and it's like some Soulstone and some bullshit like that. So yeah, everybody's just like, dude, please change the tune. You're like a broken record. Like, ah, when I was young, things were different. Young people had respect for the elder. And people with their smartphones, these devil devices nowadays. It's like, yeah, shush. Shush, old timer. No stories of the war, please. So, Leo, bot lane, he needs a bit of an assist, and there's the rest of the team showing up. With a level 13 talent, it's highly unlikely that Go Next is gonna try and make some plays here. So they have to back off. But maybe they can get even another turn connected? I mean, obviously they want to get another one too. Not quite. 5-2, kill count, 13 is in. I mean, it's party time. Stacks are also coming together nicely for Cassia. She's sitting at 27,000 damage because of that. So, yeah. Pretty much solid. Yeah, Macke. Yeah, Deckard Cain, as usual. Super annoying. Comes in, gets the interrupt. Kelvin does the same thing. 14 for him. Off we go. There's another potential play against Starzerk. Pilot, the Entomb, and the kill. Starzerk is suffering in this match. Yeah, they're targeting him hard. That's a couple of kills against him. And the red team also gets the Web Weavers. Leo is therefore trying to push out the top lane and making sure that they are moving them back a little bit further. But let's see. Azerite is sitting there. This is a powerful push. The top fort is gone. The question is simply, can they maybe get a keep already? We're only 10 minutes in, so this didn't really scale super hard or anything. It's 13 versus 13 talents, so they don't have a talent advantage, but opening the walls up now, that needs to be... I mean, that's the least that they can do here. Skynox. They're coming in again. They're trying to set it up. Deckard Cain. And they get the... No! Backwards! There it is! The kill against Leoric. The problem is that they wasted a lot of time for that. And that means that bot lane, mid lane, and top lane are all getting pushed. The old man gets caught off guard here. I told him to socially distance. I mean, dude, it's Corona time, seriously. If you didn't have that vaccine yet, then you need to distance a little bit. But no, does he listen? Of course he doesn't. Joins the party right away, and then the inevitable happens. He dies, Diva dies, Tychus dies. Oh my god. Jojo dies as well. Holy macaroni. Kelvin, 36. No, no! He's dead too. They lost all the gems, and guys, they're losing the game here. Chili Mountain, the plays. Damn, they really wanted that grand final, didn't they? Wow, we're gonna have a fantastic grand final best of 5. As the old man once again, nah, he doesn't have a good time here. Big plays and big wins. Chili Mountain with a 3-0 stomp against Go Next as they move on to the grand final of the second qualifier.
Thank you everybody for watching the video today. I hope that you enjoyed the show and the commentary. And keep in mind that the spoiler protection that is going to run for the rest of the video is made possible by all the support on patreon.com. So guys, if you want to support my work, if you want to help me start new projects and keep the spoiler protection in place, please consider heading over to patreon.com/Khaldor. There's also a link in the YouTube description, and check that out. Thanks in advance, and see you guys next time with more esports coverage here on Khaldor TV. Have a great day.